Hello everyone, my name's Danielle. I'm a writer and reader, I'm a student. And another fun fact about me is that I have hobbies. One of my favorite hobbies is knitting and crochet. I have been doing crochet since I was 7. Here is a picture of my first ever project. I made a purse and I'm still very proud of it. And I picked up knitting during the pandemic. Crochet is more fun to do, but knitting looks better, in my opinion. Currently, I wanted to do a little yarn haul for y'all because I love talking about fiber arts and yarn, and I love doing hauls, and I ended up buying a lot of yarn over the summer. Now, my goal in life is to have all of my yarn fit into one storage container. I currently had to buy another storage container, so I have 2 storage containers, I guess 2.5. Yeah, I have a lot of yarn. I think that's just part of the hobby, you know? Buying yarn and knitting and crochet are 2 different hobbies, and I'm more than happy to participate in both. I want to do a yarn haul to talk about all the yarn that I bought recently, because I did end up buying a lot of yarn recently, and I can't tell you why. I think it was in celebration for me finishing the school semester, and I was like, fuck it. A box that I keep all the yarn that I'm currently working with, or that I will be working with very soon. I have this yarn, which is cotton yarn that I bought from secondhand craft store in Pasadena. It's called Remainders, and they have like craft classes. I actually am going to a craft class on Sunday, I believe. I don't know when this video is coming out, but at some point I'm going to one of their classes for the first time. So, very excited about that. And I got this plain cotton yarn. You can see it's just like a light nude. And I got a whole bag. I don't know how many skeins this is. Enough for what I want it to be, I'm pretty sure. But these are all like 50 grams. I plan to make the Mountain Ringer tee by Alexandra Tavel. Instead of the white yarn on the photo, I'm just going to use this nude colored yarn that I have, which is 100% cotton. No, it's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. Let's talk about this yarn. So this is velvet yarn that I got from Hobby. So this is their Honey Bunny yarn, and it is in white and this really cute nude colored, like this camel nude color. I am planning to make an amigurumi of this and make it for someone. Hopefully they don't watch my videos. If they do, you can probably guess what I'm making for you, but just have like the wherewithal to pretend and act surprised when you see it. Talking about that secondhand craft store again, I did get more yarn. I got a lot of yarn from them, but because it's secondhand, it's so stupid cheap. It's a dangerous place for me to be, honestly. I spent a lot of my money there. So I did get this Noro yarn. So it was each priced down to $4. You can see that. It has these gorgeous white and black and purple and gray colors. If you know anything about me, you'll realize that this reminded me a lot of the asexual flag. So that is why I ended up picking it up. This is a wait for yarn. The color says Silk Garden. It is 45% silk, 45% kid mohair, and 10% lamb's wool. And each ball is 50 grams, so I got 9 grams of this. So what I am planning to do with this yarn, I am planning to make a vest by Well Loved Knits, and it is her only vest pattern, I believe, that she has. So I already bought the pattern. Funny thing about the pattern, I ended up making half of the vest, and I was working on the other half, and then I lost the first half. I lost the front piece of the vest. So I don't know where it is. I also lost my cable and some stoppers, so that sucks. But I'm sure it'll turn up eventually in the apartment. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere in the apartment. I know that for sure. So I got 9 balls of the purple yarn, and it is just chilling in this Ziploc bag. Next, I wanted to knit the Vilma top by Gregoria Fibers in sample. She has this gorgeous pastel yellow color. Pastel yellow doesn't look good on me. Yellow does look good, usually, but not pastel yellow, and not like the yellow that she used. So instead, I am going to use this type of yellow. This is kind of like more of a sunflower yellow, I would say, and I think it looks good for my skin tone. This was the closest to pastel yellow that I could get that didn't look atrocious on my skin tone. And this is Lion Brand Sustainable Stitching Respun Yarn. So this is 100% recycled polyester. This is weight for yarn. I've heard conflicting things about this yarn. I've heard that it pills easily, and that's what it seems like in skein form too. In skein form, it's already pilling. But I am in denial. One rule, one skein of this should have been just enough to finish one vest. However, I picked up 2 because 1 is good practice to pick up 1 extra ball of yarn than you need when you're making something. With the extra yarn, I am planning to make a Kahaya bandana by Bash Harry. She recently came out with 3 new bandana patterns, so you can buy 2 patterns get the third one free if you buy it through Ravelry, and that's what I'm planning to do. So to have a vest in this yellow and also a matching bandana. I think that would be very cute. Oh, I got the yellow yarn from Joann's. Now this yarn, this brown yarn that I got it from the secondhand craft store in Pasadena that I was talking about. It's kind of like gingerbread brown and has this like type of sparkle to it. I think it has to do with the acrylic in it. I assume it is acrylic because I got it secondhand and it's like cheap, and it was a part of the cheapo yarn. And acrylic is usually cheaper than natural fibers. So I got this yarn and it is like a weight 3. So what I am planning to do with this, I want to make the Oslo hat by Petite Knit. I think that hat is so cute. I did want to make the sweater, but I don't think this is enough for a sweater pattern. Definitely not. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna make the hat instead. And I don't, as much as I am a knitter and a crocheter, I don't have many hats on me. Like, you think like, oh, you knit a bunch of beanies. Not really. I knit a lot of garments. This would be nice to make an Oslo hat for. From the secondhand craft store, I also got this red and green duo, or thruple, I guess, because there's 3 skeins. I got 2 of these burgundy ones, and this is Red Heart Classic, 100% acrylic. So it is like this like deep, really deep burgundy. It comes off more purple in the camera. It is red. I think it is red. And then I also got this acrylic green. Like I said, I assume it's acrylic because I got it secondhand. I don't know any information about the tag. So what I am planning to do with this yarn is I want to make a strawberry bag. I did make a strawberry bag for Jenny, and while I was making it for her, I was like, man, I wish I could just keep this for myself. I did end up giving it to her, but then I realized I could just make it for myself. So I want to make my own strawberry bag. From Everett, I went to this small business craft store and I got a couple skeins of sock yarn. I love small business craft stores. They're so cute. They're so fun. Support small businesses. However, they are pricey. And I am on the college student's budget, so I cannot afford that. So the only yarn that I can get from there is usually sock yarn, because you only need 1 or 2 skeins. They are cheaper than 100% natural fibers because usually they will have nylon in there. I got 2 skeins. The first one is this On Leacher Super Sock Street Color yarn. This blue, pink, orange, and white stripe yarn pattern. And it is going to make one of these socks. So yes, I am planning to make a vanilla sock pattern with this yarn, and the vanilla sock pattern that I use, it is the Favorite Socks by Christian Lair. These are the same socks that I've knitted that pattern. This is amethyst in the old Hobby Lobby self-dyed wool that they had. Here's just a pair of socks that I have knitted before. So this is the same pattern that I'm going to use for this. Also the same pattern that I'm currently using for this yarn. I got this yarn from the same store as this one. What I can tell you about this yarn is that it should have been 75% wool, 25% nylon. That's usually the fiber content that I go for when it comes to socks. These are the socks that I'm making. This is the first one, so I don't have a second one to show you. But it looks yellow and black. It is more like a rainbow and black. And you can see the rainbow in the way that it like bleeds into orange, yellow, green, blue, and then purple in the back. It's just like an ombre colored sock. I finished the heel turn and I'm currently working on the instep decreases, but that's what I'm working on so far. Next one, I got it from Michaels from the Loops and Threads Luxe Merino wool blend. And I did use this same wool in order to make my houndstooth vest. And I really like the yarn. It's really good cheapo wool, and it's also durable because it has that acrylic in there. But yes, I like this one because it has a nice drape to it. It is weight 3 yarn. Meanwhile, most of the ones that I have been showing you have been weight 4, and it is just this Loops and Thread navy blue, and here is that color. It's like this royal navy, which I think is really rich. It's not too dark, it's not too light. I also got the same yarn but in a different color. This is the Luxe Merino in Sedona, and it is still 55% merino, 45% acrylic, so I'm definitely gonna need to cake it at some point. But this is the orange color, and these two together, I think they would work really well, especially orange and blue, because they are on opposite sides of the color wheel. And that's how you know color theory works when you're still a fiber artist, because you're still an artist. I am planning to make the Farnham tee by the Knit Pearl Girl. So that is what I am planning to do with the blue and the orange. So I have 3 balls of the blue and then 2 balls of the orange. I think I got too much orange, but we will see. If not, I'll just make like a hat or something. Last but not least, I am planning to make sweater number 7 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. It looks very classic, but also has like a feminine twist. And I'm doing it in red. So I got Drops Kid Silk to substitute for the mohair, and then Drops Flora to act as the wool. I got a lot of mohair and wool. So I'll show you what they look like individually. So this is the Drops Flora, and it is this really rich lipstick red, and then I got the Drops Kid Silk in their red. So this is a much paler, so I don't know what they're gonna look like together once I do a gauge swatch, but I think that it's still going to look really beautiful because I really love this red, and I think lightening it just a little bit with the mohair, adding some variation to it is gonna make it look beautiful. Those are my plans for sweater number 7. As you can tell, although I do buy a lot of yarn, I never buy yarn just for the sake of it. I always have a project in mind. That's just how I am. I can't buy yarn for the sake of it, because then what's the point in my head? You need to have a project in mind for the yarn that you're buying, because that's the point of yarn, to make a project with it. I have a lot of projects in my queue. I do plan to make them all, and I am going to be going on a yarn ban for July. If I do end up buying yarn, need you guys to hold me accountable. Call me Stinky. Call me a Stinky Worm or something, because I cannot buy yarn for July. I am trying to save money, and I bought more than enough yarn to last me for the summer. So yeah, those are all of my yarn that I bought recently in the past month or so. I love talking about yarn. I love talking about fiber, and I would really love to hear about any of your current projects that you are working on, if you are working on any, and if not, what kind of hobbies do you have? Do you knit? Do you crochet? Do you sew? Thank you so much for watching my yarn haul. I love talking about fiber. This is different from my usual content, so let me know if you guys enjoy learning about fiber art as much as I do. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next week for a more writing, book related life video. And I will see you again next week. Okay, bye.